Another example of the move face command is where we're going to take this component, and what I'd like to do is actually move this face down 10 millimeters. Before we do so, I'd like to explore some of the other alternatives though. So one or two of you may think, well, what we could do is possibly open up a sketch on this face, and once we've opened up a sketch we can convert the entities. By default the outside edge gets selected, but what we also need to do is select the internal edge. In order to do this as well, what we can do is if we select the face and using the control key select one of the internal edges, now do the convert. That tells SolidWorks that we want to use or create an internal loop or the internal edge. Now we've got our sketch, all we're going to do is actually cut this down 10 millimeters. Now we can see from that this isn't really suitable. Obviously the taper causes the problem, so really this we need to look at a different alternative than using this method. So what we can do is we can possibly create a reference plane. So I'm just going to create a copy of our front plane. We're just going to drag this out approximately about here, and on this plane we're going to actually open up a new sketch. And we'll go normal 2. And what I'd like to do is actually just create a rectangle, and we're just going to drop a rectangle approximately about here, and we're going to add that 10 millimeter dimension, as you can see. Now using this particular sketch, what I'd like to do is actually cut this through. So we're going to do an extruded cut, and we're going to go through all. Now obviously by doing the through all you'll see that it's reduced all those faces by 10 millimeter, and it hasn't really given us the option that we require. But if we change that particular option, and we'll just go back and we'll edit the feature, but this time what we'll do is we'll do an up to next. What we get instead though is it's actually only cut the outside edge rather than the internal one. Okay, a great little way to actually get around this particular problem. Do be aware though that the sketch that we've drawn is in fact a rectangle. If we did this as a single line and tried the same process, it would not work. It has to be an enclosed rectangle in order for that particular cut to work. Alternatively, getting back to the move face command, if we look at what we had previously, if we now just go to our insert, face and move, and all we're going to do is we're just going to offset that face 10 millimeters and flip it. Okay, which gives us exactly what we're after, but obviously a lot quicker.